Hi, and welcome to Greater Manchester Rock Radio. We have Joe here from Minus Cube. How are you this evening?
Hello, doing good, thank you. How are you doing?
Yeah, very well, very well in this lockdown time. It's a very strange time for us all, absolutely, at the
It
moment.
is. This year's been a bit of a, I don't know, strange one so far.
Strange one, yeah, definitely on that one.
Yeah.
Okay, can I just ask? Obviously, for the first question is what you do in the band, and can you introduce your other members that you have in Minus Cube for the audience, please, if you don't mind?
Yeah, my name's Joe. I play the guitar and I produce the songs as well on our albums. Glyn is the drummer. He's also based in the UK, and Michael is our singer, and he writes lyrics as well. And he's in America, actually.
Oh, that's quite different. So, how do you find it working together with with the different countries? Is it quite difficult or?
It was. It's a weird one actually, because before this sort of group, I was in a more traditional band with Glyn as well for several years, and we did the whole kind of driving around all over the place, gigs, rehearsing, and so on and so on. And then when that kind of came to an end, I set this up, and it was really a bit of an instrumental thing to start with. I just made songs, and I worked with Glyn, putting some drums on them, and then one day I thought maybe we should see how it sounds with someone singing on it.
Yeah.
It was. Working in different countries is actually, it's sort of worked out okay, because we've just sort of evolved into this remote band, so to speak, or group, or whatever. I had heard Michael's songs that he had just done himself on SoundCloud, I think, actually.
Right.
Some years ago, and I just sent him a message. It was completely random. I thought I probably won't hear back from him. I've had so many years of trying to audition singers when we were in our previous band, and so many that we never heard from. Well, all kinds of musicians, but we just never hear back. So I just thought, probably gone into the void, and that's it. And then he replied, and it's like, yeah, let's give it a go. So we did a couple of songs as a bit of a test, and they worked out pretty nice. And I sort of said, right, come on, we've got to do this like a little bit more.
Please, let's do this.
It kind of went from there. It's been pretty sort of organic. It's just, we didn't really have a grand plan.
Yeah.
We just wrote a bunch of songs. Had quite a few sitting on the shelf from our previous band, and songs that that were good but never really saw the light of day. So they've ended up being songs which we've made over the years.
So you've taken the music that you created and then adding the lyrics in. Now, was that a process where you both wrote it together, or is it something that Michael brought into the group for you for the lyrics and side of thing and the singing?
It's been all him. I really would just write the music and arrange it and so on, and then send it to Glyn to say, oh, here's what we've got. Yeah. And he would record drums, send them to me. I would do the same with Michael. Here's the song. Here's what I think I want to call it, but feel free to give it something
all right,
different.
Okay, yeah, so really organic, yeah.
I really didn't, there's not really been that many occasions where I've said, this is what I really need or hope for it to be about, because I just want him to be as involved in it as possible as well. And it's the same for Glyn as well. If I send the music to him, just go for it. I trust you to just, whatever you do, we'll figure it all out. So and then they'd send it back to me, and I think sort of by accident I ended up trying to arrange it all and produce it and mix it, and over the years hopefully I've got a bit better at doing that, but I don't profess to be the best at it, but it's a great hobby, and it's good fun to do, and loads to learn as well. So
you never stop learning in this industry, do you?
No.
And now we're going to actually play Into the Air by Minus Cube. Yeah, because we've already played Into the Air, which is one of your songs that we played on a couple of weeks ago show, and it's just wonderfully put together. It's a really beautiful song, and we played the full thing, which is 7 minutes long. So one of the things I was going to ask is, was that a conscious decision to make it that long, or was it just that it felt it was natural to be that way? What was your thoughts on that?
It wasn't. No, it was not a conscious thing. I do have a weird habit of writing long songs. I really don't know where that's come from. But also, I suppose a lot of the songs I do are sort of slower or mid-tempo, which maybe adds to the problem. but I think I definitely don't think about how long they'll go on. Which is a bit of a problem when you want to try and play them on the radio.
Well, I was going to ask that question. That was one I was going to lead to. How have you found that? Have you found it difficult to get it onto radio stations, or do you find places like Greater Manchester Rock Radio who are prepared to, say, this is wonderful, let's give this a go? How have you found it out there?
Generally, it's been okay. Yeah, I mean, thank you for playing the song, and also just sometimes, these songs they're just long, not intentionally, but I kind of write these sections, and then suddenly it's like maybe a nice piano bit in the middle would sound good, and suddenly there's like a new 2-minute section.
And then the 2 minutes becomes 4 minutes, becomes 6,
Yeah, that's it, and it's not really planned, but it just kind of ends up working out that way.
Yeah.
But it's generally not been too much of a problem. I've written, and we've done a few like even longer ones. So I'll put a disclaimer and say if it's way too long, just let me know and I'll send you one that's 3 minutes.
Have you thought of making 2 different versions where there's a radio edit effectively, and then also the longer version? That's something that.
Yeah, actually, I've done that once, which was a collaboration I did with another artist called Roses Are Blue, she's great musician, actually. I'd recommend checking out Rose's music, but that ended up being about over 12 minutes long. So we I thought there's no way anyone's going to play that, so I did do that, chop up a couple of versions and try and make it a little bit more radio friendly. And then actually I think the station at the time I sent it to said, we'll play the whole 12 minutes.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, there we go.
I didn't need to, but that was very, very good of them.
It was very good. Yes, they're probably the producer on that one. Just thought, that's great. That's that section done. We don't have to worry about that one. That's 12 minutes long. Let's go with it. So so how long has lockdown been for you guys? Both for Michael in America, and if you can answer on his behalf, and obviously for you guys over here.
It's been interesting, I think. Basically, Michael has been sort of out of action for a little while. Actually, he's been a bit unwell in the last couple of months, but he's okay now. And for myself, I think Glyn as well, we've basically just stayed at home the whole time. For myself, I've stayed at home the whole time, pretty much. It's been weird because initially when all this stuff started, it was quite overwhelming. I don't know how you might have found it too, but ultimately we're all sort of in the same boat, and it's all unprecedented and new. So right at the beginning, it felt like there was a whole load of information and stuff. There was just everywhere you looked. It was quite overwhelming for the
masses. That's
the mind as well. It was so I think when you sort of come to deal with how to deal with that for yourself, which is for me was just like be informed about what's going on, but don't overwhelm yourself because like mentally it was completely there's enough going on in here anyway without
It's like all the films that come to life, isn't it? All those ones that we watch with pandemics, and you're thinking, oh my god, this is actually real. This is going on now.
Exactly. So it was but weirdly I think I've ended up doing more music in these last sort of 3 and a bit months than I've done for like the whole year previous. It's just one of those things where it's sort of become, it's like a good outlet.
Yes.
You know, I think I find that for just general things in life that music is for me. So whether it's just how you're feeling about something, or whether it's this whole scenario, you know, it's
or is it the fact that, you know, in life in general, we don't normally find that absolute great amount of time to be able to be creative, and maybe this has given us all, as the pandemic, the opportunity as artists to really shine, and the music we're going to have in the next 12, 18, 2 years is going to be just blow everyone away. That's what you know. Is that something that you feel?
There's a lot of truth in that as well. I think it's one of those scenarios which is quite unique. Well, it's definitely unique in my lifetime, and probably many others, or all of us. So sometimes weird, amazing creations come out of that strange, unique time. I actually sort of started doing a bit of a collaboration with some other guys and some other musicians as well, just as like a side thing. Which we did a song to actually raise money for the coronavirus charities.
And lovely.
And no real kind of, well, we just did it. You know, it was an idea that there's this group called Copperworm, who is based in the UK as well. Pete, his name is, and I think he just basically put out a message and said, anyone interested in like doing a random collaboration song for charity? So I've got nothing better to do at the moment other than work, but you know, let's just
let's give it a go.
You know, exactly. So I did, and then a few other people kind of came in on that, and so we ended up doing a collaboration song for charity for that. So something, you know, hopefully positive, and it raised already about £400, I think.
Wow, that's brilliant. Yes,
you know, it was really good. I was kind of surprised, because that's like considerably more money than my entire music career has made. you know, so not that I do it to make money. It's just for enjoyment, really. But you know, it's brilliant. So that was really cool as well. So I think those sort of it's given time, I think, to just develop.
Exactly.
Other ideas, and I've, you know, just sat and recorded random cover songs and whatever's just come to my head.
Whatever the artistic side of you came out and said, let's go and do and play with this, or let's go and do that. You know,
that's it. I don't know if you found the same. You know, being a musician as well. If you just sort of think you can get inspiration or ideas from what's going on in the world.
We've done the same as well in Divinity Rise. It's been exactly the same. We try to use the time wisely, if you like, is probably best, rather than thinking, you know, in 6 months' time, my God, we have this time and nobody's actually done anything. So, you know, it's you know, But some of us are critical workers, so it's been quite difficult to fit it in. But that's from our side of it. You know, that's something we
definitely obviously whatever time you can get, but then with this whole scenario, meeting up and doing rehearsals and that whole kind of traditional side of it, gigs and so on, is basically impossible for the moment, at least.
How do you find that? How do you get the gigs together? You know, have you done any live together as a whole band, or is it something that is in the pipeline to be done in the future? You know, with Minus Q.
With us, it's pretty much almost impossible to happen, just because of our location. Michael in America, Glyn and I are in the UK, so we've done, in the previous band, we've done all that stuff, and it was great. There's good things and bad things about doing it all, but with Minus Q, it's sort of by default being like a studio-based project, really. And that has the downside of not being able to perform it at all easily. And the upside is that we the output is higher. So
yes,
we can just focus on actually writing stuff and releasing it, and being independent, you can do a song, release, get it mixed and put it up yourself and have it available all
worldwide,
over the place.
Yes,
straight away. And that was always, one of the aims back in the band days. Which we're going to try and get a record.
We're going to get it released. That's it.
Music out, and then my aim was it would just be nice to have songs somewhere that someone can find them, whether it's iTunes or Spotify or Bandcamp or whatever. And over the years, that's become much more simpler to achieve. So you can do it yourself, stay in control of what you do, and it's quite cool. But studio only, I'm afraid, for foreseeable future anyway.
And the Minus Cube, the name, whose inspiration was that, and where did it come from, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I don't really. It's named after like a little puzzle, like a kind of Rubik's Cube thing, but smaller. I don't know. I think back in the day when I thought this up, it was just literally a kind of side project thing that I had when the previous band was going, for all the songs that got rejected, basically, that no one else wanted to play.
You just hold on to them, don't you? You just want them there. Yeah.
As it turned out, some of those songs from that previous band just ended up coming through to this one, and I reimagined them a little bit. But it's named after like a puzzle, I suppose, with artistic thought behind myself that it would be like music to sort of think about whilst you listen to it or something like that. But it was.
It's a good name. It's a good name, and it does stick out, which is exactly what you wanted. So that.
That's good.
So we're going to play one of your other songs from your album, which was in 2019, I believe, that the album was released. So we're going to be playing on Greater Manchester Rock Radio, In Ruins. So I'd like to thank Joe from Minus Cube for talking to me on the radio station, and because we can't play the radio station on here, I'm going to play now for you In Ruins by Minus Cube.